Remember last October when feeds were buzzing with those tantalizing trailers of Neom? The sprawling utopia of the line, Trojena, Sindalah, and Oxagon that promised us a peek into Saudi Arabia's shiny future? Well, it seems like updates on this mega-megacity have been more elusive than a needle in a digital haystack. Have they built an entire metropolis while we blinked? Or is it all still on the drawing board? Unveiled in 2021 by none other than Saudi Arabia's Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, the line isn't just another mega-project, it's their pie-in-the-sky dream brought to paper. Envision a linear utopia stretching over 100 kilometers, from the glistening shores of the Red Sea to the bustling vicinity of Tabuk to the east. Picture twin skyscrapers, each soaring to a dizzying 500 meters, standing side by side. In this vision of tomorrow, your daily essentials are just a stroll away. The catch? Not a car in sight, not a road to traverse, and not a whiff of emissions. Now, the drone glimpses from October 2022 surely stirred the pot. But how much of this dream city has truly come to life? Let's journey together to find out. Based on the freshest scoop we have, the line has been anything but dormant over the past 12 months. Spilling the beans in a recent interview, the project's executive director shared that roughly 20% of the crucial infrastructure is now standing tall. This isn't just about buildings, but also integral roads, bustling offices, and pivotal logistics centers that will be the backbone for the city's impending expansions. Satellite pictures offer a panoramic view of the project's expanse, and placing them side by side with last year's imagery reveals a dramatic transformation. The Neom community, once just a blueprint, now stands as a vibrant city in its own right. Imagine hundreds of housing units, an educational haven in the form of a school, a serene mosque, an efficient post office, your go-to convenience stores, and even a bus hub. And for those caffeine enthusiasts? Yes, the community boasts its very own Starbucks outlet. Additionally, the meticulous excavation and formation of the line indicate notable headway made in the last year. Time truly flies when construction's on the rise. A peek at Google Maps reveals the impressive foundation stretching from one end to the other. And there's a buzz along the coast, specifically at the site labeled Hidden Marina. When finished, this isn't just going to be another marina. Oh no! It's gearing up to be the world's largest marina, spacious enough to host behemoths that are twice the size of the current record holder, Wonder of the Seas. Right now, the scale of excavation at Hidden Marina is simply jaw-dropping. Imagine, every week, a staggering 1 billion cubic meters of earth is moved to pave the way for this aquatic marvel. Quite the Herculean task, wouldn't you say? In addition to the massive excavation efforts we've spotlighted, there's another significant activity underway: piling. Over the last year, a whopping 4,500 individual piles have been secured, specifically in a segment referred to as Module 43. Just to give you a glimpse of the pace, at its zenith, crews were hammering down 60 pile structures every single day. Hold on to your hard hats, because that number is only set to surge. As we peer into the upcoming months, all indications are that the construction throttle is about to be pushed to the max. So, with this whirlwind of activity, you might be wondering, who's footing the bill and who's wielding the hammer? Well, the line and its siblings draw their financial muscles directly from the Saudi Public Investment Fund, the nation's sovereign wealth juggernaut steered by the Crown Prince. With a staggering $700 billion in its coffers, this fund remains the vital engine driving the project forward. As for the craftsmen on the front lines, the excavation and foundational heavy lifting involve a who's who of global giants: UK's Keller Group, Germany's Bauer, and France's Soltanche Baki. Power China, the mammoth state-owned entity, is spearheading the piling tasks at the marina. And cherry on top? The rapid rail ambitions connecting the line to Oxagon are now in the skilled hands of Italy's Webuild and Saudi's Shib Al Jazeera. While we've been showcasing the impressive strides and mammoth advancements, it's only fair we also shed light on some of the criticisms this project has faced. Let's talk about the big S: sustainability. A promise at the heart of this venture, but also a bone of contention. An insightful academic from the University of New South Wales crunched some numbers and estimated a carbon footprint of a whopping 1.8 gigatons of CO2 for the city's construction. For a bit of a mental visual, that's like having the annual emissions of the UK and then quadrupling it. The towering ambition to vertically stack city elements on this gargantuan scale does raise eyebrows about its genuine sustainability. Moreover, beyond the environmental dilemmas, the shadow of human rights looms large over the project. Reports suggest that some residents were compelled to vacate their ancestral villages to accommodate the vast expanse of the construction. The United Nations Human Rights Office has raised alarms, revealing that several protesters, voicing their discontent, found themselves with harsh prison sentences. Some even teetered on the precipice of the ultimate punishment, facing execution. This isn't just a passing controversy but a major issue that could cast a long shadow on the very essence and global perception of the project. Balancing ambition with compassion will be a challenge that's hard to ignore. Switching gears, let's set our sights on the next architectural marvel, Trojena, a lavish, sprawling winter and skiing haven nestled amidst undulating desert mountains. It's not just another feather in Saudi Arabia's infrastructural cap. Trojena, while ambitious in scale and vision like its siblings, has a unique distinction. The clock is ticking for Saudi Arabia. They've got a tight deadline of merely 6 years to transform this dream into reality. And the driving force? The Asian Winter Games of 2029. The stakes are high and the world watches with bated breath to see if this desert will truly don its winter coat in time. Last year, after a victorious bid, Saudi Arabia proudly clinched the rights to host the esteemed Winter Games. The seeds for Trojena were sown by the Crown Prince in 2022, interestingly, just a whisker before the nation's winning pitch for the Games. Perched about 50 kilometers off the Red Sea coast, Trojena isn't just another location, it's nestled within one of Saudi Arabia's loftiest mountain ranges. Since its grand unveiling, there's been a consistent hum of progress reports. A lion's share of the work on Trojena involves meticulous excavation around the mountains, paving the way for its ambitious blueprint. To give you a scale of the mammoth task at hand, a staggering 1.6 million cubic meters has already been scooped out, laying the foundation for a colossal man-made lake, set to be the shimmering jewel at Trojena's heart. In the heart of Trojena, a fascinating endeavor is taking shape known as the Vault, an entire vertical village etched into the rugged embrace of the surrounding mountains. The executive director himself shared the astounding news that more than 1 million cubic tons of material have already made way for this dreamlike urban retreat. And if that's not thrilling enough, the blueprints for the future ski village are in full motion, not confined to paper but transforming into reality. What's more, the pace of progress is nothing short of awe-inspiring, and it's evident that Saudi Arabia is resolutely committed to their ambitious 2029 deadline. While the ambition is commendable, there are eyebrows raised and questions swirling around Trojena. At its core, can you really build a winter oasis in such an environment? Sure, mountain temperatures might occasionally play nice, dipping into the chilly territory, but relying on Mother Nature for consistent snowfall here is a bit like hoping for rain in the Sahara. The solution? Artificial snow machines. Think of them as modern-day snow wizards. But there's a catch: they have a voracious appetite for water and power. And here's the plot twist: they're planning to quench this thirst with water from, wait for it, the Red Sea. So, not only do they have the logistical puzzle of transporting this water across challenging terrains, but there's also the not-so-small matter of desalinating it. It's like making a smoothie but first having to grow the fruit. All in all, Trojena is shaping up to be an engineering thriller we can't wait to see unfold. Let's sail over to Sindalah, Neom's swanky island resort destination that's making waves in the construction scene. If Neom were a treasure chest, Sindalah would be its glistening jewel, poised in the shimmering embrace of the Red Sea. And the island's access options? It's like a menu at a gourmet restaurant. Take your pick from boat, seaplane, or the nearby Neom Bay Airport. Sindalah, set to become a yacht's dream, boasts the illustrious 86th birthday marina. But that's not all: 3 luxury hotels, a golf course to work off those gourmet meals, a parade of posh restaurants, and a galaxy of high-end stores. It's a paradise wrapped in opulence. And guess what? Sindalah is stealing the spotlight in the Neom narrative. Unveiled just last December, it's the first one off the starting block and plans to welcome its inaugural guests as early as 2024. It's kind of like being the opening act for a much-anticipated show. With Sindalah, the public finally gets a taste of Neom's grand vision. Construction is already in full swing, with satellite images revealing a bustling island. Roads? Check. Building layouts? Double check. Marina-side structures? Nearing completion. Even the grass for that swanky golf course? Already rolled out. Marriott International, which has a hot date with Sindalah, is confident they'll be donning the finishing touches for their 3 luxury hotels right on schedule. And to top it off, to the island's northeast, they've even set up an entire community dedicated to the project's development. If Neom were a relay race, Sindalah seems to be sprinting ahead as the frontrunner. It's Neom's showstopper, and we're all eagerly waiting for the curtain to rise. Anchoring our tour is the futuristic marvel, Oxagon, a buoyant industrial port gracing the western shores of the kingdom. In the illustrious tapestry of Neom, Oxagon is poised to be its pulsating commercial heart. Positioned on one of the world's prime shipping highways, this is where business suits meet wetsuits. Think green energy, among other cutting-edge industries, with the anchor being the port of Neom, the mega-city's logistics linchpin. With a cool $2 billion splashed on it, the aim is to have ships docking at its first terminal by 2025. But Oxagon isn't just about cargo and commerce. It dreams of being a city in its own right, with neighborhoods humming with life, entertainment avenues, breezy leisure spots, and tourist magnets. Some big business players are already eyeing a slice of this maritime pie. The city's inaugural community residences are slated for a 2025 to 2026 ribbon cutting. However, let's not sail on rosy waters. Concrete info on construction is a tad scarce. Satellite peaks do show budding infrastructure near the port of Neom. A quirky tidbit? Some of those structures hail from the old Dubai airport. Talk about repurposing in style. Shifting our gaze south, an Oxagonian community is emerging, reminiscent of the setups around the line in Sindalah. But of all the Neom jewels, Oxagon might currently be the one with some catching up to do. Given the tangible strides we've witnessed, it's clear Saudi Arabia isn't merely weaving dreams in the desert. They're laser-focused on turning their cinematic trailers into blockbuster realities. As for the final frame? Well, that's a future episode we're all on the edge of our seats for. Speaking of monumental ventures, have you ever wondered about Germany's grand designs? Stay tuned, because up next, we're diving into Germany's mind-boggling $75 billion megaprojects. You won't want to miss this.